Good morning. Good
Mm-hmm.
morning.
Mm-hmm.
It's a new year.
Yeah.
Glad to be here.
Yeah.
Good
Good
morning.
morning, y'all.
Good morning.
Morning, yes.
I'm grateful.
We're
Give thanks. Give thanks.
grateful.
That's all I'm
Okay,
gonna give today. That's all I'm gonna give, Murray. That's it.
that's all. That's all
We
we
got a
got.
really
That's all we
tight
giving.
schedule today on the
Tight
give thanks.
schedule. Give thanks.
Party podcast, y'all.
Party
Welcome,
podcast.
welcome, welcome.
Final episode.
Is it the
Is
final?
Did you hear that?
Mary, who told you that?
I know it's a secret, but it's getting to be a rumor, and
It's
now I found out it's
bittersweet. It's bittersweet.
It's bittersweet. It's bittersweet, y'all. It's the final episode of the Give Thanks Party podcast. For now, we're going to put a pin in it. Today is our last day for the time, for the season, until we get ready to prepare for the Give
Put your
Thanks
hands
parties
up.
that's
Put
going to
your
happen
hands
in
up.
October. We're
Put
going
your
to do,
hands up.
we're going to sing, we're going to get it.
Get it, get it, get
Yeah.
it, get it, get it, get it, get it. Give
And I
thanks.
can't
Give
wait.
thanks.
I can't wait, but the party don't stop, right? The party never stops. We give
No.
thanks on a constant, okay? Because we are just grateful for all the things that life has in store for us and that we have in store for life, okay? Okay, so let's not forget that. So give thanks, everybody. Thank you for joining us this morning. My name is Mary Andrea. I am the artistic producer and the founder of Good Stuff on Stage.
Hold up and let me pull up my script.
Pull up.
I am Tiffany Christina Ginyard. I had to pull out the government, the Chief Inspirational Officer of the Fly Girl Network,
Mhm.
where loving you comes first and where we are dedicated to curating conscious raising media for
Absolutely.
girls and women. What?
What? We doing it. We
Everywhere.
doing it. Yes,
So
y'all.
thank
Thank
y'all
you so
so
much.
much. Thank
Yes.
y'all so much for joining us. Drop a line in the chat. Let us know that you're here.
Mm-hmm.
Give thanks, because we
Give,
got a
give.
treat for y'all. I know it's the last episode, but we're going out with a bang.
Yes,
And
we
it's
are.
just the last episode for the season.
That's
Let me
it.
fix that, right?
Yeah.
The word,
And not
right?
only that, like this is not our last offering or not our last communication. We're gonna be in contact with you on the regular. Please make sure you stick with us and let
Yes.
somebody know where to find us. We are on Facebook at Give Thanks Party, and we're also on Instagram at Give Thanks Party. So just make sure that you share with others the kind of good gratitude that we got going on over here at the Give Thanks Party podcast.
Give thanks,
Yes, thank you for joining us and happy morning to you.
and
Yes.
don't forget, like, this network, Be Inspired Global, that we are on, is
Mm-hmm.
always bringing you inspirational media that will
Always.
lift your whole soul. So
Whole soul.
follow Be Inspired Global Network on Facebook,
Yes.
like and subscribe on YouTube. You will not be
Mm-hmm.
disappointed. We are all about inspiration over here. So it's the
Mm-hmm.
reason why the Fly Girl Network, Good Stuff on Stage, and Be Inspired Global is
Global.
on this movement, bringing this gratitude practice, bringing this inspiration. So be sure to show our multimedia, family owned, Black owned
Black
digital
owned.
platform
Yes.
some love.
Some
Okay.
love. Some
Somebody
love.
shout out Be Inspired Global in the comments. Okay.
Yes.
Give
Shout out to Be
thanks.
Inspired. Shout out to Naomi. Shout out to Naomi, sister, girlfriend,
The
queen that you
vision
are. The vision,
is
making
real.
it plain and manifesting. So we are grateful for you, Naomi. And
Yes.
we're grateful for you. Thank you again for joining us this morning. If you're just joining us, this is the Give Thanks Party podcast. And you know what? Today is very special. Okay, every day is special. Every day is unique in and of its own rights and in and of its own blessings. But today we have two very special blessings, people, spirits, one of us that are joining us today. So we're going to go ahead and invite them into our party before we all together as a community get grounded.
Yes.
So we're
Yes.
inviting Miss Betty in and Miss Soraya as
Hey.
well.
Hey. Hey, Miss Betty.
Hey, Precious.
Freya.
Hey.
Welcome to the
Yeah.
Give Thanks Party podcast.
Podcast.
you.
Thank
We are
y'all
just
for
so
being with us.
excited because we're grateful and we share our gratitude with our community, but we like to know that our community is expanding. And so we are grateful that you, Saraya, and you, Miss Betty, are here as a part of our expanded community here in the flesh. So what we're going to do as a group, everybody that usually is joining us in the mornings on Wednesday mornings, you know that this is the time where we get grounded. And Miss Betty and Saraya, we get grounded in gratitude by way of just getting still, usually. So we're going to get still and quiet, and it's just going to last us just a few moments. We won't say anything. We'll just let the Spirit take us into a state of meditation and state of quiet until the Spirit says, we can now move on, and we will say Ashe and move on. So let's just get quiet, everyone. It's really, really delightful to share this space together with you. To share a moment of pause because we know that there is power in the pause. There is awareness in the pause. There is love in the pause. So we give thanks together for groundedness together. And if you haven't taken any deep breaths, I charge you to do so before we come out of our meditative community meditative practice. Thank you so much. Thank you. Take your time coming out and coming back together again. Yeah?
I don't wanna.
I know. I
don't wanna.
know. My mother used to read a book to me. It was called I Don't Wanna. And it was everything that I always had to say. I don't want to do that. I want to do what I want to do. So how was that? I mean, I felt really good taking a pause.
Yeah.
What about you, Miss Betty? How did that feel for you?
Well, it helped calm my spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Been a little busy today.
Yeah.
And I may practice that more in the midst of my days. Just getting calm within my own spirit.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Not carry that other moment. I want to be in the now.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Saraya, what about you? What did that bring about for you?
For me, it brought stillness, peace, and a sense of pause, like you said. And the pause is important. It's a very important part of our day that we often neglect. So it was good to tend to.
Yeah. Sister, I know you didn't want to come out of that, so I get that you weren't too excited to be back, but here we are.
I just felt so much love, and it's just a wonderful thing to be, we are virtual. I'm not sure where we all are, physically, but to know that we have the power to just tap in to whoever we want to. Like, I'm just sitting there. I'm here with Soraya. I'm here with Miss Betty. I'm here, and it's like you got your whole crew with you, right?
Yay.
That's just being still. And we look for places to be. Yeah. And so for us to kind of have created that space just out of the willingness to want to be still, the willingness to want the pause. And I really believe just doing this gratitude practice has just opened up so much. When we thought to just bring other people in, it just truly amplifies the whole vision. I felt everything that we intended, which was to amplify it, to make it bigger, to just, just really touch and agree. I really felt whatever you stood in the need of and whatever you were grateful for, I was too. And I felt like y'all was holding that space. And it's just that power, that just the agreeing to come together.
Right.
And so, I was just, no, I ain't want to come out.
I know. Because there's that power in there that we tap into, that is hard. I don't know if it's hard, but when our days are just so busy with all the things that we've set out to do, sometimes we really don't make the time. Usually we don't make the time to set out to sit still in the busyness and the goingness of our days. We want to check off our to-do list. Check it off. But I am inspired to put more time into to be still in my to-do list, because there is power in it, and everything that we're talking about can be felt at any given time that we choose to get still and do it. So I'm grateful, and I'm grateful to have done it with all four of us here together. That was wonderful. Thank you for joining us with that. And if you all are just joining us, this is the Give Thanks Party podcast. Again, I am one of your lovely hosts, Mary Andrea, and my friend here is Tiffany Ginyard.
Yes, of the Fly Girl Network Chief Inspirational Officer. But we have two additional co-hosts with us today. And that we are just giving gratitude for their presence. So without further ado, I would like for us to our co-hosts to introduce themselves and just tell us a little bit about who you are and what brought you here today. And then we'll get off with the round robin of the top 5.
Yes.
Welcome, y'all. We're gonna give it to Miss Betty, our editor, our elder on the line.
Yes.
Just gratitude for eldership in our community.
Absolutely.
So just to pay homage to that whole, idea. Miss Betty?
Yes. Well, thank you for this awesome opportunity. I still feel 35, not 72. But what is age? They're just numbers, Really grateful to be here with you awesome ladies. I have had a chance to see at least one of the podcasts, and this is my first time actually being on. So today where I'm at, I'm still in a bit of a struggle. Our Afro-American history is being diminished. It's not recognizable. Thank you for Black History Month, but that's not enough. So I think for myself, I'm trying to carry the charge to make sure I know the space, my family, and verbalize this history, particularly to the younger people, to plant some seeds of them, what it was like and what still needs to be done. It's so important to know where you come from as you're moving forward. And so that's kind of like where I'm at, a bit of the struggle, making this history Investing in our own history, because we can't expect the white man to do that because he hasn't done that. So he has no intentions on doing that. So we need to do that ourselves. So that's kind of like where I'm at. Thank you for the pause, because the struggle is real, y'all.
It's real.
It's very real.
Yes, and so is the triumph. Tell us what you do on the day-to-day that kind of balances the struggle, right? Because the struggle is real, but we need the struggle to grow. But how are we growing? Could you just share just briefly what it is that you do in the community to verbalize and keep up the history alive?
Yeah. Well, ladies, I am a community leader and advocate, and definitely a steward of Afro-American preservation. So in my community where I live, our organization is really focused on everyone. Everyone is important. Regardless of your struggles, you're still important to the community because you're here in this space. So a lot of what our organization tries to do is to get people to participate in what is happening. And we try to do that in different ways, in different groups, a senior group, a youth group, a family group. And so we meet on a regular basis. We're doing the virtual right now. And we've raised funds and received grants to use our residents to participate in making their community better. And they do receive a stipend, and they should receive a stipend about that. But during this pandemic, it's been a struggle for us. And one of the things that we've been able to do very successfully is to make sure, because we're in a food desert, I'm in South Baltimore, I'm in a concrete jungle. There's more concrete than it is green space. But in spite of that sort of surrounding, we try to make sure that each family, each person in the community is touched. Whether we bring in food, bringing in mobile vaccination opportunity, bringing in warm gear, getting our businesses to participate, our churches to participate, and touching everyone. And we do youth summer jobs. We do not a podcast, but we have a morning, we call it the coffee talk, where we get together in the morning like we used to, Andrea, and I know your mom, grandma, we used to visit one another's homes and go in the kitchen, girl, and have that tea or that coffee and share where we at. And so we use that sort of theme in our morning talk to offer coffee and tea and cocoa, whatever your choice might be, but just to bring the people out of the house. Because being indoors during this pandemic, we have isolated ourselves. That means we haven't touched one another, and we're human. That human touch is so important for our mental health, our spiritual awareness, as well. And so with this coffee hour, we get together in the morning at 10, and we just talk about where we're at. People need to share where they are. We do bring in speakers. We have different kind of venues going on, and artists come in, and we've made things, and we've gotten some health information and things of that nature. For our youth, every year we do a summer youth work program, and that's been really helpful because our kids don't get hired more often than not. And we're surrounded by some multi-million-dollar businesses that have specialties, and our kids aren't always in the opportunity to get in. And so what we've done is sort of a community self-help. So we hire our kids to do beautification. We help them remove debris from storm drains. So we're changing the attitude of our passerbys that yes, we may not be the elite community, but we're a clean and beautiful community.
Yes.
And just coming out of your house and sweeping, other people will come out and say, thank you. Our volunteers have been offered money. We suggest that they not take it. You want some water? Thank you for doing that. And like it was once upon a time in the village, when we all lived close to one another, we looked after one another. So we try to create that kind of energy in our community. We know people's names, we got phone numbers, we check on one another. So it's all about participatory engagement. That's
yeah.
And so we also try to alert our residents of the development impact, that's coming. I was on 2 Zooms the last 2 days dealing with our waterfront properties.
Right.
And so it's been interesting. And I only pause there for a moment because we're still not at the table. But, I try to do it on a Zoom. And I'm always the one who will be the first to say, we need more Black representation.
Well, we're going to get for that because we know that it's already done because of that work that you are doing down there in South Baltimore partnership. Yeah. And we just thank you. Like, you dropped so many tools. I hope our audience will just Google some of those things that Betty has been talking about that is impacting our community on so many different levels. So if Miss Betty out there doing it, let's give thanks.
Yes.
And put that gratitude in action. And we'll give you some information about how you can get in contact with the work that Miss Betty is doing in South Baltimore. But we want to turn this over to Saraya and tell us what's going on with you. How did you tune in? And what does gratitude do for you? And what is it that you give out to the community?
So I met Mary recently, I would say on a random occurrence. Very random. And
y'all know nothing random, right?
Right.
I'm originally from Atlanta and I'm new to Baltimore. I travel back and forth from Atlanta to Baltimore, soon to be Texas as well, offering my services. And most of the services that I offer are more of the lines of energy work and spirituality practices. As we know, our ancestors did the same, and I'm here to just carry it on. Something that I do is called Reiki, which is energy healing. I do that a lot, and I travel with that. Sometimes I do it in Atlanta. Sometimes I do it here in Baltimore, and I do animal and people. So I'm healing the animals and the people and their owners. It's a beautiful thing, but something that I am well known for is scripting, and that is you creating your life the way that you feel you deserve through a story form. And what that is that you're taking your life and you're writing it into a story form as if it already has happened, or in present tense as if it's happening. So I've been doing that for probably almost 10 years now. Wow. It has changed my life just drastically, good for the good. And I like to teach other people how to do the same. A lot of times it's compared to doing a vision board, but it's really a vision board in writing, and it's your own words and you coming up with everything. And you're basically the narrator and creator of your own story.
Excellent. That's awesome.
Can I ask
when you having a workshop or something?
Yeah.
Like soon as we get a ball for here, we're gonna have the Fly Girl Network gonna have to host something.
Yes. Come to our coffee hour.
I can do group or I can do one-on-one sessions, and I'll leave you guys my information because you can book one-on-one sessions online, and you can also book the group sessions just contacting me directly because the online sessions, they basically schedule an appointment for just you. So we reach out and get that going, but either or very beneficial. The group sessions or the one-on-one are very good because everybody has different goals and intentions that they want to set. So I always say, hey, if I do a group session, I always leave it open at the end to let everybody know that we can definitely meet one-on-one.
Can I ask you a couple of questions, Saraya? I'm wondering how you came into this practice. Of course you have your own story, but it makes me think about sometimes we come into practices by way of something that doesn't feel quite right in our lives. I don't know if that's something that you experienced or some other way. And I'll just leave that question. And I have another one, but I'll ask you afterwards.
Yes. So I came into metaphysics and spirituality as a whole. Probably one of the most common ways that most people stumble upon it, and that's stress at work. I had a boss that was just stressing me out to no end. I mean, my hair was thinning. I was just always tense and had anxiety. Like I didn't even want to go to work. I just went because I had to at the time. And a dear friend of mine who was like a sister to me, she told me to read a book. I believe it was The Secret back then. And I read The Secret, and it pretty much led me to being in divine alignment. Once I shifted into that divine alignment, I started to meet people on my path that would help to teach me different things. And one of the people that I met was by the name of Joyce Reynolds. And she transitioned recently, back in May. And she taught me how to script and basically all the fundamentals, what goes behind it, how it works, and all the good stuff of how to get it done precisely.
Wonderful. So my follow-up, I love all of that. It makes me think about, sometimes people come into metaphysics with a bias, or they just don't really understand, and maybe they need more information about it. But can you describe one of your experiences of scripting and how that scripting experience brought about a specific, if you don't mind, manifestation in your life?
Well, I am a radiology tech by trade. So that's what I do. I do travel tech work where I go from state to state. And when I was in school for radiology, I'll say it was very stressful. It was fun, but it was stressful. But in my mind, I felt like if I'm working this hard, I have to graduate at least, I have to graduate with a certain GPA at this point if I'm working this hard. Now, I was putting in that work, but I was also kind of stressed out. So I said, well, I got to figure out a way to make this happen. And I believe that was like one of the first major things that I scripted about. And I ended up graduating, I believe, with like a 3.5 or 3.7 GPA. And I knew that I was doing the work, but I still needed that assist. And there was that assist. So after graduation, that stressor that we mostly have is, oh man, I got to get a job. And I scripted that I would have a job. And I got the job before I even graduated. Before I even saw the GPA, I had the job. And I didn't even script it in that order. I scripted, oh yeah, I'm going to graduate and then I'm going to get a job, like normal people would do. And before I could even cross the stage, I was already hired with a full-time job.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Give thanks.
Thanks for that. Give thanks for that. Yes. So Tiffany, do we want to get into the top five real quick?
Top five. Yes.
Our favorite things, friends. So we get together and we go just one at a time, usually back and forth between Tiffany and I. But because we have friends with us today, we're going to do a round robin version of top five. And that basically just means that we're going to just spit out the first top five things that come to our mind that we're grateful for. And it can be absolutely anything, right? While I'm talking, I'm going to go ahead and spit them out real quick. I'm grateful for being here with all four of us today. I'm grateful for two good meals that I've had today that have just served me in all the right ways and made me feel real warm and cuddly inside. I'm grateful for presence. I'm grateful for the opportunity to finish a dance piece that I've been working on at Georgetown University. I'm going there this evening to finish that piece, and I'm just excited about that work. I love what I do, and I'm just so grateful to be able to express myself in the ways that God has opened me up to do so. And then lastly, I'm grateful for the air that I'm breathing right now. I'm grateful for that. Miss Betty, you want to go next?
You and me.
I think you're muted, Miss Betty. It's all good. It happens to the all of us.
to the all of us.
You unmute me, or
you're good.
We can hear you real good now.
Okay, hey. I'm grateful for the lesson about the pause that we did earlier. Yes. I'm grateful for God for today.
Yeah.
I often think about being present, and I carry the baggage of yesterday with me. I'm also grateful for my humbleness. I find that I could easily be swayed one way or another. But being humble puts me in a position where I can hear God and receive the action that He wants me to deliver, not so much what I think should be delivered. I'm also grateful for peace. I have a good night's sleep generally because I pray before I lay, and I ask God to allow me to have calmness through, the night. Um, Being a community leader, oftentimes you think about what's the next thing to do or that. So I'm grateful that He gives me a good night's rest. I'm grateful for the ability to move. Um, Many of my friends are suffering through some ailments, and this is a time of life when that can happen when you're seasoned. So I'm grateful for the desire to want to keep on moving and not be still. Did I name 5, Tiff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
You did. Thank you,
Okay.
Miss Betty.
For you.
All right.
Sabrina, you have your 5?
I have my 5. I'm grateful for life itself, divine alignment, guidance, and protection at all times. I'm grateful for you guys for inviting me and being able to meet you all. Also grateful for family and friends, those close, those away, and those that have transitioned, as they still are a guiding light for us. Let's see, what else? I would say grateful for all my talents and abilities that I have that are God-given. Also grateful for my business as well, as it is not a business to me. It's the love that I pour out to others that keeps thriving.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sister Tiffany.
Well, yes. I am grateful for a couple. I'm grateful for the universal truths that kind of anchor me and who I am, and I guess we'll all know what I'm talking about just based on how we all just came together. So that first thing is I'm grateful for the omnipresence of God, that God is evenly present everywhere, all the time, just as instant as we are, just as brown and as your face is right now. I'm just so grateful that that's just how God shows up. I'm grateful for the divinity that of us, that we have the faculty, we made in the image of God, and that we're all each unique expressions of God itself. So whether we ascribe gender, color, whatever, it's our God. We do what we want to do, and that's just how good God is. And so I got a rainbow God one day. One day God just looked just like me, right? And I am, just so grateful for that. The power of thought, that we can take our thoughts and create, like you were saying earlier, Saraya, whatever it is we want with a script. We can script our thoughts. I am so grateful that we have that divine power to script our thoughts, and those thoughts will then create an experience that we can just have. I'm grateful for this practice of gratitude, practicing the presence of stillness, practicing the presence of fellowship, practicing the oneness, that we all one with the one. So when we get together, it's just all one thing. And gratitude brings us to that. And lastly, I'm grateful for what we're demonstrating right here, right now, that a vision that God gave me back when I was a little girl, that women of all ages, of all races, we getting on the race part, but we right here with the Black girls right now. But right now we got to take care of us, but that we will expand to this global. We already on a global network. And right now we are living into that just by showing up for one another and giving this space for us to just demonstrate for the rest of the world what it looks like to give thanks for each other, but giving thanks for life, and to demonstrate like we are gratitude in action right now. So those are my top 5. And Yeah, thank you, Naomi. We wanted to share. So if you're just joining us, we're about to
We're
leave.
about to leave.
Uh-huh.
We are at the end.
But
Oh,
before we leave, we are here with Saraya and Miss Betty, two of our Give Thanks Thanksgivers,
Thanksgiving.
who have agreed to just share what the gratitude practice does in their lives and just sharing what they do. So if you're just joining us, say hi to our guests. This is our
hey.
last
Hello.
Give Thanks Party podcast for the season,
For the
final
season.
episode.
Just for the
But
season.
we will all be, I hope Saraya and Miss Betty, y'all gonna join
Yes,
us in the park in May where we just
yes,
let all
yes.
this out.
Yeah.
And we just gonna actually
In the
just be
best of
out
time.
there. We don't know what COVID gonna be doing, but we will be there. We will be happening to COVID in
Yes,
Yes.
May.
that's right.
Whatever we gotta do to show our gratitude. So we wanted to give it to you all, to charge, if you can, in 30 seconds or less. What do you want to charge the people to do, and how to practice gratitude? How can they put gratitude in action in their lives, the Miss Betty way and the Soraya way? So we can always use different practices to
That's right.
remix it with, because life, people say life is short. Life is pretty long when you think about it. Okay. And
It's just
so
what you make of it,
it's
right?
what you make it. So we got
Mm.
some time, for whatever time here is now. How can we practice gratitude in our lives? Give us some fresh practices. We can start off with you, Saraya.
The number one thing that I always think of is that when I do teach scripting, I let them know that gratitude is a major piece
Mhm.
of what you're trying to achieve. Without no gratitude, there's nothing that we can have to move forward. If we're not grateful for what we already have, then there's nothing that we can proceed to. So
Mhm.
I always tell people, even if you feel like you don't feel like scripting today or trying to, be in that space, I would at the very least write down in a journal, I am grateful for my life or today.
That's
That
beautiful.
top five, boy.
Yeah,
We keep coming
yeah.
back. Miss Betty, what you got?
Well, for me, my gratefulness comes in I like to share with people to reach out to the person next to you and let them know you're glad to see them. So my gratitude comes if we all can reach out for one another. What a wonderful place this could be. And I think of it as small as even in my family. I understand that some people have shared they could be in the house and they don't even speak. So definitely reach out and let somebody know that you're grateful for them,
Yeah.
that you love them. So extend that gratefulness to others by acknowledging their presence. I think that's important. Um, Even the homeless person, even the guys, the Ouija guys, I still roll down my window. Say, I don't have any money, but I'm grateful for you. Be
Hey,
safe.
yes.
Be safe because they're humans too.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm grateful for you, Miss Betty, and I'm
Oh,
grateful for you, Saraya, and
Yes.
I'm
Thank you
grateful for
both so much.
you, Mary. I'm grateful
Mm.
for you, Naomi, and
Yeah.
I'm grateful for every last soul that
Yes.
is tuned in to the Give Thanks Party podcast. And if y'all
Thank
been rocking
you.
with us since the very beginning, please give
hey.
thanks. If you would like to see more Give Thanks content, more parties, please think about supporting the Fly Girl Network. We have a couple of giving platforms coming up, but right now the main one is on PayPal. So you can go to PayPal / Fly Girl Network, and in the 4 line, write Give Thanks. And whatever proceeds you give will go towards that Give Thanks party in May, where we got the DJ on deck. We
Yes.
got the
We
food
got the
on deck.
food with the
We
good
got the
food, the
tables and the
vendors.
chairs. I'm gonna be out there putting my hands on anybody who want their
Yes.
healing
Hey.
touch. Make sure
Yes.
Saraya, you get your spot to get that Reiki in, so we can start
Yes.
healing our community.
Oh,
We're getting
okay.
ready to be
Yes,
a
if y'all
full
want to go ahead and
community
donate,
party.
make this first Give Thanks, and we're gonna be partying all the way through the summer,
Party
Okay.
all the
all the
Okay.
way through the
every
summer.
month, once a month, once a Sunday. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we cannot wait. We cannot wait to join all of you and for you all to join us for the Give Thanks parties that will take place starting this May. So just keep on the lookout. Keep your ear to the ground. We will be posting on social media, Facebook and Instagram, so you can stay up to date with our plans as they continue to develop and grow for the party. But also, we're going to be having some other types of parties. I'm going to keep it secret for now. So just make sure you're tuned in, everybody. Tune in with us. Stay close to us because we are giving thanks for you. And we just want you to always stay close to us so we can always be ready for these Give Thanks parties. They coming. In the meantime, thank you, Soraya. Thank you, Miss Betty, so much. Thank you both so much for being here.
Thank you.
It's been a wonderfully enriching experience. And we love you all. Give thanks. Ashe.
Ashe.
Thank you. Thanks.
Okay.